United Nations Humanitarian Air Service, operated by the World Food Programme, is a significant intervention that will enhance the delivery of humanitarian assistance through safe, efficient, and reliable air services.
Speaking at the event, the World Food Programme representative and country director in Nigeria, Catherine Goss, described the facility as a strategic investment in both humanitarian operations and aviation infrastructure. She noted that improved air connectivity will enhance emergency response efforts and provide faster access to isolated communities affected by conflict and displacement.
This is not about infrastructure. This is about people. Those people who are in the hardest to reach areas and whose survival depends on our ability to reach them.
Managing Director, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Olubunmi Kuku, described the project as a proof that collaboration between government and international partners can deliver tangible results for communities facing hardship. She described the facility as more than an aviation project, saying it is built to deliver hope, relief, and livelihood opportunity to vulnerable populations.
It is a facility built not just with bricks and mortar, but with the shared vision of delivering hope, relief, and livelihood opportunities to the vulnerable populations across this region.
The high point of the event was the launch of critical humanitarian infrastructure. The facility includes a flight planning center, cargo handling terminals, and operational offices to support humanitarian air operations across the Northeast. The new humanitarian air hub is expected to serve as a critical logistic and coordination center for humanitarian agencies operating across the Northeast, reinforcing ongoing efforts to restore stability, support recovery, and improve the lives of millions affected by years of insurgency. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has expressed the commitment of his administration to provide infrastructure development and security to all communities in the satellite towns across the Federal Capital Territory. The president stated this during the inauguration of phase 1 of the newly constructed Kuje Gwagwalada Dua Carriage. Kabir Hassan reports. We'll bring you that report in our subsequent bulletin. The federal government says it has invested more than 217 billion naira in medical education and healthcare training in the last 2 years as part of efforts to strengthen the healthcare system through improved education, research, innovation, and human capital development. Minister of Education Tunji Alausa announced this at the opening of the inaugural international conference of the Faculty of Basic Clinical Services, College of Medicine, University of Lagos. A statement by his special advisor on media and communication, Ikaro Atta, noted that the minister says the current administration recognizes that sustainable healthcare development depends on strategic investment in institutions responsible for training doctors, nurses, pharmacists, scientists, and other healthcare professionals. Kano State Governor Bakari Yusuf has urged residents of the state to continue supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president has demonstrated commitment to the development of Kano State and the country. The governor made the appeal while presenting the certificate of return to the newly elected member representing Dawakin Kudu, Warawa Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Shaibu Rabiu Nagogo. Global Television, Idris Jibrin reports.
It was a moment of celebration as Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf presented the certificate of return to Honorable Shaibu Rabiu Nagogo following his victory at the polls. Congratulating the lawmaker-elect, the governor expressed confidence that he would provide effective representation for the people of Dawakin Kudu and Warawa Federal Constituency. Governor Yusuf also said the cordial relationship between the Kano state government and the federal government has continued to bring developments to the state, adding that the partnership should be sustained for the benefit of the people.
We therefore have to join hands together. We must be able to work together. We must be able to mobilize millions of voters for the election of the president, for the election of all the National Assembly members, and for the election of your governor and your State House of Assembly members.
The governor praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for supporting key infrastructure and development projects in Kano. He described the president as a leader committed to national unity and development, and called on political leaders, stakeholders, as well as supporters across the state to remain united in strengthening the relationship between Kano State and the federal government.
So we must beat our chest to say we are proud of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we must come out openly to campaign for him. Anything short of this, God forbid Allah, that will be a problem. There is no shame. He's a devoted Muslim. Now, do you choose between your own brother, a Muslim, and somebody who is against the interest of the North?
Governor Yusuf also reacted to recent comments by former Deputy Governor Aminu Abdulsalam Gorzo. He said the former Deputy Governor had failed to make meaningful contributions to the state's development, accusing him instead of engaging in baseless criticism rather than offering constructive ideas. As the 2027 general elections draw closer, Governor Yusuf reaffirmed his administration's commitment to working closely with the federal government to implement policies and programs that will improve the lives of the people. Idris Jibrin, Global Television News.
President Bola Tinubu has expressed the commitment of his administration to provide infrastructure development and security to all the communities in the satellite town. Across communities in the Federal Capital Territory, the President stated this during the inauguration of Phase 1 of the newly constructed Kuje-Gwagwala Dual Carriageway. Kabir Hassan reports.
The President, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, says the federal government is committed to ensuring that development reaches every part of the Federal Capital Territory. The newly completed 7-kilometer Kuje-Gwagwala Dual Carriageway is designed to improve connectivity, boost economic activities, and enhance security in the area. He noted that for years, residents, farmers, and traders along the corridor face challenges from poor road conditions to security concern, limiting movement and economic growth.
For decades, this road was a death trap. This 7-kilometer dual carriageway is more than a road. It is security. It is commerce. It is dignity. It is the economic corridor linking Abuja to 3 area councils and opening an exit route to southern Nigeria. This is a renewed hope delivered to the doorsteps of our people in the satellite towns. We will keep bringing roads, water, schools, and hospitals to you.
The president explained that the road, fitted with solar-powered streetlights, pedestrian walkways, and drainage systems, will make movement safer while opening up opportunities for businesses and agricultural activities. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, said the project was initiated following requests made by the community leaders during FCT consultations, adding that the second phase of the road will be completed before the end of the year.
Most of the roads are not motorable. Even when crimes occur, it will be difficult for security agencies to move around and try to intercept or try to arrest those who have committed such crimes. Criminals use that road to cause havoc. The promise this administration made to fulfill that which in August we told the stakeholders that government will finish that road. I'm happy the people of Kuje have seen that this is a government that makes promise and will fulfill that promise.
The minister noted that the road will strengthen connectivity between Kuje and Gogolega while supporting economic growth and improving security across surrounding communities. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Hello and welcome to the weather forecast. Wednesday was generally calm across most parts of the country, especially during the morning hours. Now with significant weather systems developing, we expect conditions to be a bit more active as we step into Thursday. Residents in parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Gombe, Bauchi, Kaduna, the Federal Capital Territory, Plateau, Nasarawa, Benue are expected to prepare for possibilities of morning thunderstorms. Further south, rains are likely to parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Ebonyi, and Abia states. As we go into the afternoon and evening period, the southeast and south-south region have higher chances of rains, while the southwest will likely see cloudy conditions, as conditions are expected to be generally stable in this region. To the north-central and northern region, conditions continue to favor thunderstorm development in most parts of the region. And wherever you're watching from, stay weather aware. I am Theodora Itzum. Thank you for watching.
You're welcome back from that break, and now let's take you through the world of business. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has called on international investors to channel more funds into Nigeria's green economy, as the country offers immediate investment opportunity across energy, agriculture, climate resilience infrastructure. He made the call at the Nigerian Climate Investment Summit in London. National Assembly correspondent Aniete Patrick reports.
Nigeria is positioning its green transition as a major investment destination. At the Nigeria Climate Investment Summit in London, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu informed global investors that the country is ready to convert climate policies into bankable projects capable of creating jobs, improving energy access, and strengthening communities against the effects of climate change. Kalu identified distributed renewable energy, solar mini-grids, battery storage, clean cooking, electricity transmission, and industrial energy efficiency as priority areas for investment. He also listed climate-smart agriculture, irrigation, cold chain logistics, food processing, and resilient rural infrastructure as sectors that can boost food security and raise incomes for millions of Nigerians.
Trillion naira. Furthermore, the unification of foreign exchange market has reduced trade arbitrage, increased foreign exchange liquidity, and boosted international investor confidence. According to the Federal Ministry of Finance, these fiscal adjustments have contributed to a stable macroeconomic environment characterized by the GDP growth rate of over 4% in Q4 of 2025.
The Deputy Speaker further highlighted electric mobility, mass transit, low-carbon transport, waste-to-value projects, methane reduction, circular economy enterprises, and green manufacturing. On adoption, Kalu said Nigeria needs investments in flood control systems, resilient drainage, coastal protection, nature-based solutions, and climate-resilient housing. He stressed that climate finance must support both emissions reduction and human resilience as communities continue to face flooding, land degradation, food insecurity, and displacement.
Nigeria's green transition must be a just transition. It must expand access to affordable energy, create decent work, support communities, equip young people with new skills, promote women's participation in green economy, and ensure that no region social group is left behind.
Kalu also assured investors of stronger legal protection, citing the Climate Change Act and the Electricity Act as key frameworks driving private sector participation and decentralized power solutions. He proposed a Nigeria-London Green Finance Partnership to develop investor-ready projects and mobilize blended finance, guarantees, and local currency funding for green infrastructure. Anietie Patrick, Global TV News.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee Investigation, Airport and a Sea Concession Agreement, Kolawole Akinleye, says the panel is yet to submit its report because investigations are still ongoing. Akinlayo explained that the committee is conducting a thorough review of the operation of key stakeholders covered by its mandate to ensure a comprehensive and credible report. The House inaugurated the committee in February 2026 to investigate federal airport and seaport concession agreements executed between 2006 and 2025 with a focus on compliance with contractual obligations, revenue remittances, and their impact on infrastructure development in aviation and maritime sector. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed banks and other financial institutions to immediately freeze the account and asset of individual and company designated for terrorism and terrorism financing, following fresh sanction issued by Nigerian and United States authority. The directive was contained in a circular issued by the Apex Bank Compliance Department and addressed through all banks, payment service banks, and other financial institutions regulated under the Banks and Other Financial Institution Act 2020. The circular stated that the action follows recent sanction designations by the Nigerian Sanctions Committee and the United States Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Asset Control under Executive Order 13224 as amended on terrorism and terrorism financing. The federal government has unveiled a 505 kilowatt interconnected solar mini grid in Ekpe, Lagos State, and flagged off the development of an additional 5 megawatt mini grid project as part of efforts to expand electricity access and stimulate economic activities in the area. Speaking at the ceremony, the Minister of Power, Joseph Tegbe, said the project reflected the federal government's commitment to deploying decentralized renewable energy solutions to improve livelihood, create jobs, and support economic development. The project, located in major communities in Eredo, Ekpe local government area, covers Adogbamuojo, Adoshiwole, Adoyan, Ora, and Ibawon. On it's expected to provide stable electricity for more than 8,000 residents. And on the foreign scene, Zimbabwean Senate has approved controversial constitutional amendment that could allow President Emmerson Mnangagwa to remain in office until 2030, completing the bill's passage through Parliament. The amendments, backed by the ruling ZANU-PF party, include extending presidential and parliamentary terms from 5 to 7 years. The bill had earlier secured approval in the National Assembly and now awaits final legislative procedure before being signed into law. Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, says there is no cause for panic over fears of a global Ebola outbreak, despite the confirmation of a case outside Africa. The WHO chief says fewer than 30 Ebola cases have been recorded outside the African commitment in the last 50 years. Uyi Agbomofuegbe reports. We'll bring that report in our subsequent bulletin. Venezuela's government has declared a state of emergency after two powerful earthquakes caused widespread damages across parts of the country. Acting President Delcy Rodriguez announced the measure in a televised address describing the situation as an incident with serious consequences. Rodriguez did not provide immediate detail on the scale of the damage or potential casualties. The same priorities was being given to rescue operations. And in sports, the National Sports Commission has stepped up preparation for the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, targeting a record medal haul. Director General of the Commission, Bukola Olakode, says Team Nigeria will depart for a pre-game training camp in Aberdeen next month. Ahead of the competition, sports correspondent Anita Patrick will bring us that report in our subsequent bulletin. Still in sport, Athletic Federations of Nigeria AFN has invited 29 athletes to a residential training camp in Abuja ahead of the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. AFN Secretary General Israel Iwang said the athletes were selected based on their performances at the national trial in Lagos and the season records of outstanding overseas-based athletes who were unable to attend the trial due to visa-related challenges. The squad, made up of 14 male and 15 female athletes, is expected to report to the National Sports Commission Commonwealth Games camp on June 25 to begin final preparation for the competition. Chairman of the Federal Capital Territory Football Association, Adam Mohammed, has welcomed the decision to increase the prize money for Nigeria Premier Football League champions to 1 billion naira, describing it as a major boost for domestic football. Mohammed, however, stressed that the initiative must be completed by broader reforms to ensure sustainable growth and development of the league. The new prize structure announced by National Sports Commission Chairman Shehu Diko will see the 2026-27 NPFL Championship receive 1 billion naira, while the runner-up and third-place teams will earn 800 million naira and 700 million naira respectively. And that's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and Free TV. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. Thank you for watching.